a person today who is trying to start an agency, want to crack clients in India, let's say big clients like the clients you work with, Marriott or whatever, right? Big FMCG brands. Where do you think is the easiest entry?
My first client was through DMs. I DM'd 785 people.
785, yeah, that's great.
2 clients on the same day got back to me. I want 4 videos. These are the references. This is what I want. How much do you charge? I don't have a light. I just have a camera. अगर 20,000 रुपए भी advance दे देगी, तो एक light आ जाएगी and एक reflector आ जाएगा. So my 2-point setups are done. I'm like, yeah, gold. So I told 40, like 16,000 का budget है, 4,000 रुपए per video. I'm like done.
Potential projects, like what would you be interested in?
Nice day was chosen, Sunday, like worst day of creator. कुछ नहीं होता. Agency side, creator side is a lot.
Agency side, nothing happens.
But again, you know, agency side there's a lot happening, but it's all on the founder on Sunday.
Yeah.
Like there's no one to share the load. Like, in generally we don't work on Saturday Sundays.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what happens is yesterday we had a commercial shoot. As I was telling you, like we had a commercial shoot, so it went like full day. We're shooting with Varun Dhawan, a campaign. So I was expecting that to get over by 4:30 max.
Okay.
But that got over at like around 11:30 in the night. So, and the team was already there with me. I said, okay, by Sunday, so I'll definitely not disturb you. So the CGI project was actually supposed to be done by the team yesterday. But since I borrowed them to the shoot, I'm like, चलो ठीक है, आज मैं handle करता हूँ. But then the bastard is only limited to your mental space, I feel, on Saturday, like, because you can't take an off, although you want to.
Yeah, kind of.
So it becomes a very different day than the other regular day in my life. But two good things. Sometimes the good clients won't contact you on Sunday, would respect your privacy, would respect like, okay, ठीक है, एक दिन इसको छोड़ते हैं. Worst client, they'll get the most active on Sunday because that time no one's above their head coming to them. So they're like, मैं किसका दिमाग
Makes sense.
Because the virtual agency concept sound damn interesting to me. I'm like, how?
Bro, see, we don't have any team members with us, ठीक है?
Okay.
Yeah.
At max, एक मेरा जो अगर let's say मेरा videographer जो है, वो edits my videos on Instagram, वो आता है, 3-4 दिन रुकेगा, get the shoots done and then go. Like मैं अकेला काम करूँगा मैं.
And then you will deliver to your clients yourself.
So no. So जैसे अब हम दोनों की agencies है ना, तो I have like 17-18 people in my team जो directly agency में involved है. So these are people who are all working from their homes.
But they're full-time employed by you.
हाँ, तो उसमें से like again इसके full-time employees ज़्यादा है. I have a set of people जो core लोग हैं ना, जो content creators वगैरह जिनका ज़्यादा projects lead करने का काम रहता है. They are full-time and then editors और जो designers वगैरह हैं, some of them are
project based,
some are project based.
Fair.
Yeah. तो हमारा उस तरीके से करते हैं. Again, like this is where, for example, understanding the dynamic, because हमारे लिए कोई weekend नहीं है bro.
Correct. Never.
हमारे लिए मेरी पूरी टीम काम भी करती है, but I've given them कि okay, whenever you want to take an off, just let me know a couple days before. That's it. है ना, कोई vacation policy वगैरह नहीं है.
Correct.
So that's why like हमारा ऐसा schedule नहीं होता है कि Saturday Sundays को we'll have more time to us या फिर हमारी टीम काम नहीं कर रही होगी.
So you have office space ऊपर and then this is just the kind of your creative studio of sorts.
Okay, so how it started was we had, when I opened the agency around 3.5 years ago.
Okay.
We used to work. Starbucks सबसे cheap पड़ता है because people say it's expensive. I spoke about one of my videos. Starbucks actually the cheapest place to work because you can actually buy 2 cups of coffees among 6 people and sit the whole day. No one's disturbing you.
Yeah.
So at Mumbai real estate prices, that's like 500 rupees a day. So even if you're there for 15 days,
that makes so much sense.
You're spending 7,500 rupees. There's no place in Mumbai you can rent for 7,500 rupees.
No way.
Never. Because rest 15 days are going on shoots, edits, or on site.
Yeah, makes sense.
But what happened? Starbucks, we started getting some looks. They figured out what we were doing. Like, the team size grew, so they figured out like, okay, हर दिन पहले 2 थे, फिर 5 हो गए, अब 7-8 लोग आके बैठ जाते हैं. And सबसे बड़ा टेबल ले लेते हैं. So then we had a client who was one of our hospitality clients who was gracious enough, like, okay, you guys can come and work here. But the problem was you can't be loud in the discussions there. And so that was around 8 months into my agency game. Like now it's time to get an office. So I found here in the same building, I had this bare shell. Okay. Nothing, no walls, no paints, no tiles, no AC, nothing. And I landed to a bare shell because all the offices in Mumbai that you see that were in my budget, purana wooden furniture,
it's so fucked
no
up.
creative, like
nothing.
आप घुसोगे and you'll be like job में आ गया हूँ.
It's like the compartmentalized thing कि बैठो और भाई टक बस keyboard ठोको वाला scene है.
So then I got this one I rented this and I took like 3.5 months to make it because the money was as and when it flow. I kept on making this and I kept on making this. We made this office like 2 years back now. 2 साल बाद now I figured out like okay, there's too much bustle that's grown.
Yeah.
Because now it became from a space which was an escape initially. Like you come there and you find peace, but as the team size grows, there's too much happening, projects are happening, and you're like, okay, I myself some days I'm pretending to work here.
Okay.
Because I'm working post 6:37, 8 when half the population of the office is gone.
It's gone.
Sometimes that 6:30, 7:30, 8 becomes 12, 11 when all of them have left because they're finishing their work. Then I'm like, okay, I have to then stay back till 3, 4 to get some productivity out because there's always something happening. Team wants this or they have some doubts or you want to. Firefighting is the agency's now. So firefighting khatam hote and then YouTube also started last year. I started YouTube and I'm like, okay, again. By the time team doesn't leave, I can't even start the shooting. Initially, I'm like, "Arey, मैं बताऊँ कि मैं shoot कर रहा हूँ, YouTube कर रहा हूँ." Like, because two friends. Now, one is the either client thinking like, does he have enough time to dedicate to us if he's this, which was never the problem. It was just in my head.
Yeah.
So it has never happened like actually like
No,
कोई
now
client
the-
पूछा नहीं है.
No, now the clients are like, oh, like, do you bring us in the?
Yeah.
So like Radisson owner is one of my highest viewed video.
Yeah.
It's the raw reality of a agency owner.
Yeah.
The owner of Radisson is in that video.
Oh, okay.
And I told him, मैं वैसे shoot कर रहा हूँ, I don't think I'll put it or not. He's like, I do it. Some of his friend told him that he's seen you and he's like, अरे Rishi next कब shoot कर रहा हूँ? बहुत लोगों का message आया मुझे.
Okay.
I'm like, client don't see it in the perspective of attention or they see like, nice, like we're getting creative inputs from him. But then I'm like, I need a space, especially for YouTube and that break.
Yeah.
Because it went like 6 months span where I was not learning anything. I was just busy in firefighting and doing the same shit that I was doing for last 2 years.
Totally.
And then again, the learning needs to happen, need a space where something new is being explored. So recently I've been trying my hands with Blender a lot. 3D animation, CGI. Because, that is the only service we used to outsource as an agency. Because we shoot in-house, we have all the equipments, all the team, editing, everything in-house. We're like, that's one thing that's growing a lot. But the problem was, every time I speak to an outsourced vendor, neither do I get the complete control, and the timelines are by the time they are giving me, I am giving them the revision, the client's like, I'm delivery chahiye.
Makes sense.
I'm like, we need to figure this out, this in-house somehow. And luckily, this space gave me the space, like time and energy to think about how I can expand in that and get everything in-house. Because Adco's proposition also has been your one-stop solution for every digital marketing needs.
Yeah.
Because what happens, you've seen like performance marketing कोई और कर रहा है, content कोई और बना रहा है, ad strategy किसी और के पास है, social media कोई और कर रहा है.
Yeah.
Social media teams building the content team. If the content's not worked, content teams building the strategy कि मेरे पास script ही गलत आया.
Yeah, makes sense.
And look, here we are. If it's right, it's us. If we fucked up, it's us. Come and tell us. You have to just contact one person. So that was our entire proposition. That's how we started with hospitality.
Okay.
So we have the same age.
Yeah.
25.
I'm 26.
Because what I've seen, I don't think agency is a 30-year-old or 35-year-old guy's game.
For sure.
100%.
I in general marketing, I feel anywhere, if I am 30, 35, I'll see another Rishi who will be like, now I can do 85, 90 videos a day, faster, better, and I have more hunger than you.
Yeah.
He will jump up the ladder and take the same clients that I'm taking today.
Yeah.
Correct? Because my USPs would then be his, my fixed cost would be much higher,
Yeah.
and neither would my expectations would be like to climb that
And
fast.
also the energy is what I feel. Right?
Yeah.
Like the hunger for, like obviously young folks would have that aspiration of I work 15 hours, I'll work 18 hours or whatever.
But I'll be, even if we can give that 18 hours, even if we can be like, I'll give that 18 hours. The problem's still gonna be, we are still little bit relevant to the pop culture, to the moment marketings, to what's happening around us. Okay, we still know what's happening.
Yeah.
We capitalize on that faster. I don't think I still feel myself slowing down right now. Like what I was 3 years ago, I don't, there's too much mental energy that's been consumed out of you.
Yeah.
So if you tell me 3 years later, would I have the same hunger to be to keep myself relevant? Hours to you'll put, because you'll be still, chalo, I want to put my hours.
Yeah.
But do I want to put my hours into staying relevant, or now I've understood enough that, abhi, kar liya hai, ho gaya hai, I have a better way to navigate this scenario.
Yeah.
So like potential projects, like what would you be interested in?
Full-time content creator.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Full-time content creator, but just creating for myself on YouTube.
Yeah.
But like my inspiration is Van Neistat.
Okay.
Have you seen Casey's brother Van Neistat?
No, I haven't.
If you've not seen, just check out his channel.
Oh, really?
Has a house in the woods,
Okay.
full carpentry setup, and tech setup,
Okay.
best equipments, best tools, creating his own shit, creating great stories. Like I think he's a better storyteller than Casey, by the way. Yeah.
Okay.
Damn.
He's like the OG of storytelling, but doesn't give a shit about what other people. He'll still wear a safari shirt and
Yeah.
this high jeans.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, ride his like 40-year-old BMW motorcycle. And like this is me, bitches. Like you do what you want.
Yeah.
Still pulls more views than anyone I feel in that genre.
Yeah. So by then, I think then the aim would be to make enough money. So even if you are doing that
Yeah.
full time,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't regret.
Yeah, you don't worry about
I mean,
money,
that
because
is
I think
the-
that getaway is needed. Like let's say if you build a good business, you're
Yeah.
28, 29, you're nearing 30,
Yeah.
and you just want to have a couple years where you're sorted when it comes to money, you just explore.
For sure.
But
I
don't you think
that's-
content also might have more money by
Yeah,
that time?
definitely,
Oh, easy,
definitely.
bro.
But
Easy, 100%
again,
product.
like building content, and then you never know where you can get
Take it, yeah.
with content. Predictability is not as like easy as compared to what we do with the agency.
Correct.
Like we start getting momentum. We
Yeah.
know we are making money with clients.
You know your balance
successfully.
sheets for
yeah,
salary.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then we know exactly how much money we can predictably make.
Correct.
So like stack that up, and then it's a more it's a simpler game
Correct.
as compared to content. Like
Yeah.
content has all of the possibilities that okay, in 2 years you become one of the biggest in your space,
Correct.
and you probably will end up making like way more money than what you did with your business event.
Sure.
Correct. But maybe the span's smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That span is small. And I think for that reason, I am very interested about tech, to be honest, right? It's like the idea of maybe over a period of time, once you've stacked enough money with, let's say, your agency or whatever, maybe have a very lean team of, 5, 6 people, 2, 3 are very tech geeks, right? They can build anything that you want and solve very niche problems, right? Because of the AIs, right? We can build a lot of AI wrappers on top of the models that exist today and build very niche solutions. And
Correct.
because you already have a personal brand, you have people over there who can validate your idea and then go to market from over there. It's like
Right.
build a product once and now it's scalable, right?
Yeah.
If you see Gumroad today, it's like a team of 25, 26 people, very lean team, right? They don't have to fulfill, they just have to manage their tech, make sure the
Right.
customers are happy. Right? I think if I have to run a business for next, let's say 20 years, that's what I see myself doing while also obviously creating content on the side.
Correct.
Right? But working with 50 clients when I'm 33,
Yeah.
I can't do that. Bro. Like, we keep talking about it. It doesn't matter how much money I would make over there. It's
Correct.
impossible for me to do because I am a kind of person who would rather want to live 3 months in some place, 3
Yeah.
months somewhere else. And doing that while having an agency where you have 30, 40 people working for, it's impossible. Your results would suck. Or you can have that freedom of kind of movement of sorts is what I feel. So I think tech is something that I'm very intrigued about.
Exactly. And I think with agencies, of course, we have had discussions regularly that it's one of the lowest barrier businesses to get into, but it's one of the toughest when it comes
scale,
to
yeah.
managing it. Because scalability is only linear.
Yeah.
Exponential लाना वो बहुत मुश्किल है उसमें.
Impossible.
And again, especially when you pick a service where there are too many feedback loops in
Yeah.
every step, इतना ज़्यादा वो process delay हो जाता है ना. When you as the founder, you can see कि भाई okay, if I start this one thing, I can see the final product, but मैं in real life में नहीं देख पा रहा हूँ.
Correct.
Because it's taking so much time and energy, and especially people.
Yeah.
जितने ज़्यादा लोग आते हैं, then it creates even more problems and complexities बढ़ जाती हैं. वहाँ पे लगता है कि यार, is it even worth it, exactly.
So like we as kind of remote agency owners, we work with clients outside India as well. So our primary source of essentially getting clients is via on the internet basically. It could be content, it could be cold outreach, it could be whatever, it could be advertising as well for that matter of fact. But for a person today who is trying to start an agency, want to crack clients in India, let's say big clients like the clients you work with, Marriott or whatever, right? Big FMCG brands. Where do you think is the easiest entry? In terms of the touch point of where you can go to the decision maker, is it through contact on email? Is it through a network from somebody else via recommendation? Or is it trying to crack in, let's say, a conversation with the person in the office? Like, how did you go about it when you started?
So I have never done email, so I can't comment on the email part. My first client was through DMs.
DMs, okay.
Yeah, but
On what platform?
Instagram.
Okay.
And that Instagram DMs were, I've told this on my video story, like, I had DM'd 785 people.
785.
Yeah.
That's great.
And I decided I'll DM 20. So basically what had happened was, there was a celebrity-owned restaurant that was opening up. So there's a lot of advertising happening. And I didn't know it's such a difficult task to get project. My idea was कि मेरा 6 महीने में college खत्म हो रहा है. That placement का time चल रहा है. And I'm like, I just don't want. And I was placed in Oracle.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, I just didn't see myself doing that.
Okay.
I'm like, but I can't tell my parents straight out.
That I want to do this.
So I would rather find an alternative first and then go to them. They listen, I'm not taking, because I know they wouldn't say anything, but then they're like, क्या कर रहा है? So I just DM'd that one restaurant and I'm like, reply never came. I'm like, चल ये नहीं और भी होंगे. I started DMing. I love Instagram algorithm for this. Once you start hunting one particular niche, and what I was sharing with them was the content I created in COVID for my mother.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
So I'm like, I do well for hospitality, I do well food shoots and stuff. Would you be interested? And I used to copy Daniel Schiffer.
Okay, yeah.
So Instagram, what it does, once you DM 10-20 people in that niche, it starts showing you ads for those 10-20, like same
Correct.
category
Okay,
of
so
people.
you can then reach out to everybody.
Every time I had copied that message on my clipboard, hospitality ka ad dikha, DM, ad dikha, DM. So without realizing, we get DM like 750
Okay.
people.
Really?
And what happened was, 2 clients on the same day got back to me, which about like, they were actually initial 50-60 DMs ka time pe, but those people got back to me. And the exact negotiation. I want 4 videos, these are the references, this is what I want, how much would you charge? I don't know how much, I'm like, I'll charge you 40,000 rupees, 10,000 rupees per video, this is
Random.
Yeah, random, well, no idea.
Numbers, yeah.
Because my calculation was, I don't have a light, I just have a camera and I would need to buy a light.
Yeah.
अगर 20,000 रुपए भी एडवांस दे देगी
हाँ.
तो एक लाइट आ जाएगी and एक रिफ्लेक्टर आ जाएगा, so my 2-point
हाँ.
setups are done and I'm like, yeah, gold. So I told 40, she's like, 16,000 का बजट है, 4,000 रुपए per video. I'm like, done. There was not even a revision code from my side. I'm like, yeah, done, let's do
whatever.
it. 16,000 rupees, I'm like, मुझे सिर्फ 4,000 रुपए जुगाड़ने लाइट के लिए.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I take it, we take payments, and I was talking like full pretend corporate, okay?
Yeah, I know
we
my
only
shit,
do
yeah.
advance payments
Yeah.
because the deliveries are within a day and this and that. And she was a little skeptical. She's very, very good woman, okay?
Yeah.
She used to run a boutique bakery.
Okay.
She's like, yeah, chalo, okay, done. You come meet with me once, collect your payment, and the next day we shoot. I'm like, yeah, done.
Yeah.
Went, spoke with her, half an hour, took the money, directly go to the camera shop, bought myself lights. Next day I'm coming and shooting.
Yeah.
Luckily what happened was, I had to give her 4 videos, I gave her 7. Because time बचा हुआ था, जल्दी हो रहा था, and मेरा हाथ बैठ चुका था food में.
Yeah, obviously.
तो, no, shooting wise.
Oh, shooting wise. Cool.
So I gave her those shoots, and she she's a little older, she got very happy.
Okay.
Her past experience might have been very bad, and
Yeah.
she got very happy, like, अरे आपने इतनी जल्दी कर दिया, this and that, and I gave her some few stop motions extra, the idea which I was figuring out. She referred me to her another friend. Another friend's husband was in Starbucks,
Okay.
marketing.
Yeah.
He got me to shoot one of their videos, small videos for their agencies.
Okay.
He's like, I'll connect you to my agency, they are looking for vendors, baat kar le. That's when I started interacting with agencies.
Okay.
So that was my way, and till today I feel recommendations is the easiest way
To get a client.
because you can directly go and talk to the owner or the concerned
Directly.
person.
Yeah.
Otherwise, going through email and that loop, it
It's
requires a
very
lot
hard.
of patience.
Yep.
And it requires, the most difficult part is it requires you proving your worth.
Makes sense.
But if someone's already proved your worth by recommending you,
Recommending, I think that's done.
Yeah.
the funnel becomes very simple.
Exactly.
So it's rather you spend more time doing your current project better
rather than always dabbling
rather
with the
than
sales and marketing.
Yeah,
Makes
because
sense.
that's
I think
a
so.
black
I
hole.
think to sum it up, it's like brute force at the start.
Yeah, brute
Like,
force at the
just do
start.
whatever it takes to kind of
Yeah,
get a couple good clients, bring good results with them, and then maybe just rely on recommendations for a while if you've done the great work.
Yeah.
Like, how did your life change when you got those first few clients?
First few actually it was like, oh, पैसे दे रहे लोग मुझे इसके क्या पागल हो गए. Because that was like I first month I had done 6 shoots. So and my calculation that time I'm like, Oracle मुझे 90,000 देने वाला है ना. यहाँ पे 6 शूट में मेरे 70-80 हो गए, एक और कर लूँ तो 90 पहुंच जाऊंगा.
Yes.
I'm like, तो नहीं भी लिया तो भी हो जाएगा compensate. So my thinking was happening that way कि parents को बोल सकते हैं.
हो रहा है.
But what changed was little bit later when once that Starbucks and like little brands as a system came to the loop, brands pay little well.
Yeah.
So that changed. That changed my process from thinking of little. Like it's a gradual process, 8-9 months, but that change my perspective, thinking like a middle class mentality that I was imbibed into, कि money needs to be like कैसे क्या लेना है, क्या खर्चा करना है, सोचना है, to leave the money, let's go for creative projects.
Correct.
Because it gave me that independence of I will choose my own project and I don't like working with another agencies, I'll create my own.
Yeah.
So that was the bigger transformation. Because actual money also came after that. Till that time it was money that as a 20-year-old kid you feel like अरे बहुत है, 21-year-old kid you feel बहुत है, but it's not that big of an amount. Agency, when it changed was I take control of, I put the risk, I put whatever I've earned in that 1.5 year to office, deposits, interiors, equipments, everything, and I go head on like अब अपने brief से देखते हैं who trusts our brief.
Yeah.
Because you know, and it's also the fun of when you're not strategizing, you feel you're the best strategist. But जब आप करने पे आ जाते हो, you're like,
Then, yeah.
अब करके बता, बोलना आसान था, तेको नहीं आता. Because that you're pushing yourself, कि can you do it?
Yeah. So at the size of the team you are at right now,
Yeah.
how many clients do you think you can, not comfortably, but making sure that you're also able to bring the vision that you have to life and the results from the clients, how many clients are able to kind of service at the moment?
We can't keep more than 35-40 clients at a time.
30 to 40. I think that's still good with the team size that you have.
Yeah.
So, okay, makes sense.
So are all of these retainer projects or do you do?
Majority of them are retainers. Our primary objective of retainer is control ज़्यादा मिलता है. Because you are dictating when the campaign needs to go and everything. Apart from that, we also do projects for some clients, but I'm not a fan of doing just single projects. Because it's the lowest hanging fruit.
Yeah.
Because even if you fuck up,
Doesn't matter.
you're not expecting much.
Correct.
And then you yourself tend to spoil.
Yeah. Unless it's a very used project that you also
Yeah,
want
like
to do
Google
it.
was a project.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
Which really I can't go wrong with.
Yeah.
Because you know, on your website you want that as the first client of yours.
Yeah. Makes sense, totally.
So because a lot of projects you don't get that vision that you are thinking. Because corporate and rightly so, there are layers. There are layers of 20 different corporates, 20 different positions, bring in their own idea. Because like I need to also justify my salary. So the project जो end में बनता है, वो 10% होता है जो आपने सोचा था, pitch किया था.
Got it. Perfect.
And are you the lone founder of this business or do you have someone else as well?
I'm the solo founder of this Adco, but I'm thinking of expanding in other cities with few people that I'm talking with.
Okay, makes sense.
Perfect.
We're done?
Damn intimidating.
Bro, you're a YouTuber, come on.
Yeah.
Alright, great conversation. I think covered a lot more than we expected initially. Yeah, you can plug anything.
What do you want to plug? What do you want to say to the audience watching this? What you just said to us, say it to their face.
The only thing I want to plug is I'm waiting for the day I don't get my most liked comments, not the most underrated YouTuber in the country. I hate that comment, guys.
Great one, nice.
But thank you guys for having me on board, man.
I loved it.
It's a pleasure interacting with you guys.
Thank you so much, bro.
Done.
Peace out.